Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is Iowa Plains View, recently released for consoles on Farming Simulator 22. And we are going to start with the description as always on the Mod Hub, and it says, "Welcome to the Iowa Plains View. The map is based on terrain of the state of Iowa, US, but has been modified to fit the gameplay I like and will not represent any particular place or city. This map is standard size, and here you can build your game as you want: arable, productions, or forestry, or all of these. The main farm is equipped with pre-placed farm buildings, along with cow barn, chicken barn, pig barn, and starter machines to help you grow your farm. All placeables on main farm, including trees, fence, even farm road, can be sold. On the map you will find 30 fields, from small to big, 2 fields with grass missions, 2 forestry sites, collectibles, BGA, traffic, pedestrians, added more paintable terrain textures. Productions available include dairy, sawmill, carpentry, bakery, oil plant, sugar mill. There are 2 new ones, which include the water mill, which you can take corn as well and produce corn flour, which can be sold or sent to a local bakery to produce cornbread, and the popcorn factory to produce popcorn and popcorn butter. For the production of both, you will need sea salt, which you can buy at the store. Selling stations include the livestock bale sell point, Jackson's Farm and grain sell point, which you can sell your grains and root crops, garden restaurant, and town store, where you can take your other goods. There's also a train that will ship your goods to Ravenport. Iowa license plates. Seasonal growth plan has been adjusted to closer follow the region. This map was created by Celebuki and is 320.87 megabytes to download, and is now available for all platforms. Originally it was only for PC and Macs. Now, let's take a look at the map. And what do we start off with? We start out with the road network. All this section up in the upper right, which is the starting farm, which includes fields 10, 7, and the grass field 11. You also own this kind of bottom area, which includes some of the train station, train call area, as well as some of this forestry down at the bottom, and a little bit of forestry off to the side here. Periphery. There are many periphery points in this that kind of get broken down by production areas, the store, and whatnot. And all the periphery portions that you can purchase are $0 for those production points, which is pretty nice. You can kind of buy those areas and build them up to include in storylines, things along those lines. There are contracts, as you can see. There are collectibles. If you go to your statistics screen, look down at the bottom right, you'll see collectibles collected, 0 of 20. And if we go here and take a look at our starting equipment, we'll see under owned items, medium tractors, we start with a John Deere 6230R, a John Deere 7810. Under large tractors, a John Deere 7R 270. Under harvesters, a Case Axle-Flow 7150 harvester. Under cars, a Lizard Pickup 2017. Under trailers, the Brantner TA 23065/2 Power Tube Plus. Under headers, there is the Case 3050 TerraFlex 28 foot, and the corn header is the Capello Diamet 12. Under cultivators, we have the Lemken Corallin 9-840. Under seeders, we have the Verstad Rapide A 800S. Under planters, we have the Lemken Azurit 9, as well as a Lemken Solitaire 23, which is just the fertilizer extension for your planter. We start with two K-brand mowers, the back mower, the GMD 8730FF, as well as the GMD 3123F. Under tedders, we have a Vicon Fanex 904, and windrowers, we have the Samaz Z2 840H. Under the forage wagons, we have the Pottinger Faro 4010D. Under balers, we have the K-brand VB 3190. The bale loader Anderson RBM 2000. A header trailer, the N60-30. And weights, we have two John Deeres, the pickups 1150 and 900. We also have some custom buildings and sheds. So starting under sheds, here are some of the custom buildings. You'll know they're custom because they say the Iowa Plains View mod. We have a couple of custom silos. Whoops. We do not have any silo extensions or containers or tools, but we do have a farmhouse. We do not have any custom factories, sell points, greenhouses, orchards, or generators. We do have, on the other hand, a custom cow barn. No horses. We do have custom pig barn or sheep. We don't have sheep. We don't have, or we do have a chicken pasture. That's custom to the map. We do not have custom bees or others. No custom fences, lights, or others under decorations. And I don't think there's any custom paint. I could be wrong about that, but I think this is all standard. Okay. Now that we've gotten through all that, let's take a look at what we got in the yard. Now, before I proceed, warning, there is a bit of a spoiler. If you don't like spoilers, look away for about 2 seconds. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Right there. $50,000 collectible. It's not too big of a spoiler, I will admit, because it's kind of like right when you start out the game, you take 2 steps back and there it is. Now, the farmhouse here, here's your sleep trigger. We come through the back gate in the yard. Off to our left, we have the repair trigger. It's basically the starter for Elm Creek, but with the custom repair point. Lots of storage for your tools, a lot of your starting equipment here. We turn around, big, massive silo structure, just base crops. Here we have a root crop storage, should be your potatoes and sugar beets. Another large barn area that we keep our case, harvester. Now, warning, one more warning, one last spoiler. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here on the ground is another. Now I'm collecting these because I will need a little bit of extra cash later, but that's okay. For root crops, storage, you put in on the other side, take out on this side. For our silo system, you can take in and out right here. Over here is our chicken coop, which can store 250 chickens. Over here is where the eggs will spawn, and here is where you can put in for your chicken feed. You know, wheat, barley, sorghum. Now we are going to run across the street to see the other portion of our farm. And we're going to start down here in this end. At this building here. This is our pigsty. This will hold 540 pigs, so it's pretty large. Your feed goes in here, and down at the very end of the pig barn, pigsty, is your slurry point. Turn around and head back in the other direction. We will find some more storage straight ahead there, that kind of yellow building. That's going to house another tractor, another John Deere, as well as all of our grass care equipment. We've got more storage buildings with lighting, a silage pit, a hay loft, manure heap, and here is our cow barn. We have our slurry point here, milk point, our food drop off, and through the back here, our animal dialogue where we can house 240 cows. And now we will come back out and run back across the street, pick up our pickup truck, pick up the pickup. You're welcome. We'll grab our pickup truck. At the side of our house, actually. And continue with the map tour. Now we're going to head off to the west to our next point of interest. And I can see some really good storytelling potential with this next portion. When we get there, I'll kind of point it out. Now, if you're not satisfied with the starting farm, whether it's the location or the way it's laid out, whatever, you can go ahead and sell everything on the farm, get rid of all the starting equipment, and potentially come down here to the northwestern corner of the... Whoa! Whew! Crash counter +1. Did not want to turn, was going too fast. Anyways, come to the northwestern corner of the map to this abandoned farm. Look at that. Land for sale, abandoned farm, 50% off. Oh, that's nice of them. You go to your map, purchase this land for $57,064. We'll buy that. Now we own the land. But now there's all this garbage and crap just laying around. Well, if you go to your build mode, click on any one of the items that are just strewn about, you can sell it for $57,000. You just paid $64 for this land. How nice is that? Awful sweet of them. And then you can kind of see all these little bumps and waves in the terrain there. If you go to your leveling tool, crank up the strength, look at that, instantly level. Now you're spending lots of money to do it. But look at that. You spent what? 25 grand, 24 grand? And you have a nice level area where you can start building your farm. And you get all this area in the back that's just chock full of grass. So maybe you want to keep some of the grass equipment that you start out with. It's up to you. Moving on. Turn back around, pull out, and head just down the street here. Now up here and up to our left is the John Deere dealership. Off to our left is the repair trigger, where we can repair and repaint. And then right here, we open the doors, is the actual shop menu trigger, where we can just use that instead of just hitting the back button and activating it wherever. Now if we pull out, come around the side here, here is our first sell point. And this is the, looking through my notes, the town store sell point. And you have the actual sell point here in the back. We'll come across the street here, and we will start with this slew of productions, and it's just going to be easier to walk. Starting off here, we have the input area for our oil mill. You can purchase it for $80,000. Next one here, the input is in the back there. The spawn point for your product is there. And you can purchase the popcorn factory for $60,000. Now, this is unique to this map. I will buy this. And you can see, you put in some corn and some sea salt, and you get some popcorn. Where do you get the sea salt? Well, that's under, if you go to mods and DLCs, the Iowa Plains view, you have pallets of sea salt. Well, it's not a bad price either. $900 for 1,050 liters. It's not bad. But you got another recipe here with popcorn, sea salt, and butter. You get buttered popcorn. Everybody loves buttered popcorn. I certainly love buttered popcorn. Let's see. Down this direction, you have your drop-off point there, your inputs for your sugar mill. For $80,000, you can own the sugar mill. And there's your spawn points for your pallets. Down here you have the bakery. Your inputs is right there. And for $50,000 you can own the bakery. I think the pallets spawn back here, but there's no hashed area to indicate where it spawns. Next we have the dairy. And you can purchase that for $70,000. The inputs right there, and again the spawn point is not marked, so I'm not quite sure where that spawn point is. Moving on to our truck, we will go to our next point of interest. But first, hop in, and we will look at our map to see where we've been. So where do we start? We started here at the upper northeastern corner of the map. Here at the house, we took in the repair shop, the root crop storage, the silo, and the chicken pasture. We then ran across the street to check out our pigsty. We saw these other storage sheds. We've got the hay loft and the silage clamp. We've got a manure heap as well as the cow barn. We then ran across the street, grabbed our pickup, drove down the road all the way down to this northwestern corner to the abandoned farm site. We then left the abandoned farm site, came down the road to the vehicle shop. We then took in the town store, ran across the street to the oil mill, popcorn factory, sugar mill, bakery, dairy, and we are back here in our pickup. So we're going to pull back out and head down the street for next points of interest. On our right, we have a gas station, and on the left, we have a garden restaurant sell point. Now, the next part, we're going to be a little bit naughty. Normally wouldn't do this, but there's really not a good way to get to this next production point. So I'm going to cut through the grass, not through somebody's field, so not super naughty. Just a little naughty. That's okay. But if you come in this direction over here, you can really only access this through the one main road. Or if you're willing to cut through somebody's yard. This is the watermill production point. You can purchase this for $96,000. And you can see this is just where you can create your flour, but you can also see corn flour. That's something new. Now, pull back around. We're going to drive through the grass one more time. Apologize to the person that we're driving through their grass one more time. Up here, we're going to make a left and head to our next production point, which is out in this direction. Oh, a little bit bumpy, want to be careful over the river. Here is our sawmill. Let's see. You can purchase this for $90,000. We have the inputs here. You can also do the wood selling from that point as well. And I believe wood chips are right here in front, where you can pull those out. Hop back in our truck. Make a left. We're going to head back out to the main road. And then we're going to backtrack ever so slightly to the next production point. This road is really bumpy, which makes sense. It's a back road. We're gonna backtrack just slightly. And this is the carpentry. You can purchase the carpentry for $60,000. You've got your production spawn right there. You can input right there, and you have another wood cell trigger back in the corner here. Now we're going to go back over our steps to the next points of interest. Try not to take out the signs, and I drove right past it. So we're just going to go through here real quick, ignoring all these sell points and silos. We're just going to ignore those for just a moment. Right here to our right, we have the livestock bale sell point. Take our bales and loose material and sell those. Here we have our animal dealer where we can pull up our trailers and load into it directly, or we can have them delivered at a premium. You can see there the fee that's associated to them. You can skip that if you have a trailer that you can transport. Now, here we're going to go back over the place that we didn't initially go through. We didn't do that. Remember. Right here is the grain silo where you can dump your products in, hold them if you want, or come over here and click on that trigger to rent the train. And then you can use the train to deliver your goods to Ravenport. Going to backtrack one more time. Actually, no, we didn't backtrack. We didn't do that. Right here is the grain selling station sell point. So this is separate from the train itself. That's an actual sell point. You should be able to just dump your product in and get value for it. Alright. And here, before we get going to the next point, let's take a look at the map and show where we've been. Okay. So we're here in town. We took in all the production points around the town. Came back around past this shop. Came down here. We took in the gas station as well as the garden restaurant. Drove down. We cut through this grass patch here between fields 29 and 28 to take in the watermill. We then came back through the grass, drove down and around this little dirt path to take in the sawmill. We then pulled back out, came down the dirt path, backtracked ever so slightly, and took in the carpentry. Then left there, drove back. We then saw the livestock bale sell point as well as the animal dealer. Drove out, took in the grain silo and the train rent point. Backtracked, and then finally saw the grain selling station. And that brings us back to where we are now. Just got a couple more points of interest. I gotta have enough time to get around them. Yeah, there we go. Clean pass. Alright, now here in the southeastern corner of the map is the biogas plant. You can put product in here. You can purchase it for $500,000, which actually isn't too terribly bad. I've seen a lot of places they're a couple $1 million for the biogas. You got a silage clamp there in the back. Pull around here. That's your digestate, where you can get your digestate out. And here you can put in your silage. Oh, we just caught the train, or the tail end of the train, that is. And the last point of interest, heading back towards our farm. Make a right here. And here is Jackson's Farm sell point. Now, let's take one last look at the map. We took in all these sell points and train rental and the grain silo. Took in all this points of interest here. Came out, drove down to the biogas plant, left the biogas plant, drove back up, and now we're here at Jackson's Farm. And that is the map. Now, opinion time. I think this is a great map. Personally, I think it's wonderful. I would, if I was grading this out of a 5-star, I would give this a 4.5. About the only thing that I don't like is, I think, now this is just personal opinion, if I'm wrong about this, then it would get a full 5 stars for me. I think this is originally a 4X map, hence the reason why this outside border has all these what look to be fields associated to it. I think this is a PC thing, and they shrunk it down to a 2X map for consoles. I understand that's a limitation of the consoles themselves, and it's not the map maker's fault for making it a 2X map. If I'm wrong about this, then 5 out of 5. But I don't like seeing the remnants of what would be the 4X PC map. That's just personal preference. Again, not the map maker's fault. I just don't personally like that. It just reminds me that there's something more out there that we can't have. That's, yeah, I could go out and get a computer to play this on, but I don't have a computer to play it on, and it's just, I don't know, just something personal. Again, nothing personal against the map maker or anything like that. I think this is a great map, and I could see myself doing a Let's Play at some point on this map. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this map tour, and I hope you enjoy this map. Give it a try, because I think that this map has some great potential. If you like the map tour, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, doing all the things that the algorithms like for us to do to show that we are engaged with the channel. That being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.